blows my mind that Joe Rogan just yesterday admitted to taking ivermectin.
Ivermectin is something more often used to deworm horses.
CNN is saying I'm taking horse dewormer.
Rogan telling his 13 million Instagram followers that he was treated with several drugs, and he included ivermectin on the list, a drug used for livestock.
Rogan said the word ivermectin. Yes, that's the deworming medicine made to kill parasites in farm animals.
Why would they lie and say that's horse dewormer?
So things are clearly bad, but they're being made even worse by people who have refused to take the vaccine and instead are swallowing horse paste.
Wait a second. He said that he got better because he ate cattle dewormer.
They must know that that's a lie.
You have individuals like Joe Rogan, for example, who don't want to take an experimental vaccine but will take horse dewormer.
Well. CNN is actually doubling down on its blatant lies about Joe Rogan. That's right. In this video, we're going to take a look at the controversy over at CNN. We're going to see how none other than Don Lemon is desperately trying to double down on what everyone recognizes to be an outright lie. And stick with me to the very end of this video when I'll reveal precisely why the mainstream media is lying and doing it knowingly and deliberately. You're not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve here with you. Great to be with you. As always, before we dive into things here, don't forget you've just got hours left to take advantage of our huge 80% discount for our new Conservative Patriot Live event coming up. That super discount ends tonight, Friday at midnight, so don't wait. Click on that link below right now. Register for our new Conservative Patriot virtual event. It's on November 12th and 13th, where I and several special guests will teach you to help build a society completely free from all things woke and to experience once again the nation that we know and love. It's a virtual event, so you don't even have to leave the comfort of your own couch, and you're going to absolutely love learning how to become part of parallel structures and businesses so we can all be free from woke corporations and woke institutions like CNN. So don't miss this super awesome 80% discount on registration. It ends in mere hours. Click on that link below right now, and I'll see you online for an absolutely awesome weekend. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. CNN is doubling down on its blatant lies about Joe Rogan. I'm sure you're all familiar by now with that portion of Rogan's interview with CNN's Sanjay Gupta that's gone viral, when Rogan confronted Gupta over how he felt about a major so-called news organization like CNN that he works for blatantly lying about Rogan's ivermectin use. Take a look.
Horse dewormer's not a flattering thing. I get that.
It's a lie. It's a lie.
Stop the tape. Stop the tape. What the heck does flattery have to do with this? This guy Sanjay Gupta is already squirming in his seat. He knows where this is going, and he's doing everything he can to appease the CNN execs like the rabid far-left activist Jeff Zucker. He's doing everything he can to appease the higher-ups that he knows he has to face after this interview. Look, calling it a horse dewormer is not a flattering thing. I get that. It's a lie. Flattery's got nothing to do with it. It's a flat-out lie. Sorry, roll the tape.
Horse dewormer's not a flattering thing. I get that.
It's a lie. It's a lie on a news network, and it's a lie that's a willing. That's a lie that they're conscious of. This is not a mistake.
Yeah,
they're unfavorably framing it as veterinary medicine.
So obviously we could see Joe Rogan's point here, right? CNN knows that ivermectin is an anti-parasitic drug developed by two Nobel Prize-winning scientists that has multiple uses for both animals and humans. And yet, even though CNN knows that, they isolate and propagate a single usage, and that promotion is used to mock, ridicule, smear, and denigrate Joe Rogan. And then the question becomes, what Rogan does here is he quite rightly pushes Gupta to consider, if that's what they did with me, how much more are they doing that with other items in the news? How much more are they doing that with Russia? How much more are they doing that with the southern border or election integrity? Well, old Don Lemon over at CNN don't take too kindly to that kind of question. And I mean, after all, who's this horse deworming moron to question us enlightened elites at CNN? So Don Lemon, after seeing the interview, Don Lemon did what CNN does best. He doubled down on the lie. Take a look.
So very important. I know it's in large part a tongue-in-cheek interview, you know, because it's Joe Rogan and there's a lot you're jockeying back and forth. But he did say something about ivermectin that I think wasn't actually correct about CNN and lying, okay? Ivermectin is a drug that is commonly used as a horse dewormer. So it is not a lie to say that the drug is used as a horse dewormer.
Stop. What Don Lemon just said there has absolutely nothing whatsoever to do with the argument that Rogan was making in accusing CNN of lying. No one is arguing whether or not ivermectin is a horse deworming medication. That's not the argument. The argument is what? What is it? You tell me. Put it in the comments. CNN lied in its multiple claims that Joe Rogan was taking a horse dewormer. That's the argument. The question is emphatically not whether ivermectin can be used as a horse dewormer. The question is whether CNN was right in claiming that Rogan took a horse dewormer. That's the issue. Not a syllable of that exchange, not one syllable challenged the fact that CNN claimed that Joe Rogan took horse dewormer. I mean, there's no way around this. It has nothing to do with FDA approval or whether it's effective for this or not for that. Nothing. And Don Lemon knows it. And if he doesn't know it, he has no place being a so-called news anchor or even commentator for that matter. But Caleb Owl over at MediaLight.com put it this way. The key omission here by CNN is the word also. If CNN had said that Rogan was taking a drug that is also used as a horse dewormer, that would be fine. But they didn't. CNN hosts consistently mocked and ridiculed Rogan for taking animal medication, not a drug that could also be used as animal medication. There's no wiggle room here. Matthew Loop at Twitter had a great analogy. Joe Rogan, I drank water last week. CNN, Joe drinks dihydrogen monoxide, a solvent used to cool nuclear reactors. There you are. That's exactly what CNN did. CNN isolated a single use of a drug that has multiple uses and projected that single use on Rogan and pushed it over and over again in order to derogate and denigrate him. And rather than correct themselves, rather than admit what they did, rather than fact check themselves, CNN, whose pompous imbecile Don Lemon, has chosen to double down on their blatant lies. So why on earth would CNN do this? And by the way, it wasn't just CNN, as we saw in the montage earlier. MSNBC, Young Turks, every left-wing outlet that mentioned Rogan and ivermectin appeared to push the same absurdity. So why are they doing this? I think media critic Glenn Greenwald said it best. Quote, "This is not hyperbole. In the liberal sector of the corporate media, by far the largest and most dominant wing, lying and disinformation are not prohibited or even frowned upon. It's encouraged and rewarded as long as it's directed at the ideological enemies of their audience." He goes on, this is what I said earlier. These corporate outlets, and I know because I work with several, they know their audience doesn't mind lying if it's aimed at their adversaries. They want that. CNN knows their audience doesn't want a retraction. And that's key. We've often talked about this on this channel and what's called politicized knowledge. It's often referred to in Orwellian terms as rightthink. The politicization of knowledge is simply the redefining of what's true and what's not true in accordance with political ends. And what we have to understand is this means far more than just facts being acknowledged or ignored based solely off of whether they serve one's political interests. That's certainly the case, but as we're seeing with CNN, politicized knowledge goes way beyond that. Politicized knowledge, again, means that what constitutes facts and information is now reconstrued around political goals. And so this is key. If lies serve to help realize those political aims and goals, then so be it. I mean, if you think it through, we do this, geopolitically with spying and espionage all the time, right? Where truth is often cloaked in lies. But we do that in order to protect our national interests from enemies, foreign and domestic, because knowledge in that case has been politicized. It's actually known as righteous lying. So, for example, when you leave your house at night, do you keep a light on in the house? Well, why would you do that? Well, you do that in order to keep bad people away from your house. You're lying. You're using dishonesty as a tool to deflect dishonest people. And what we have to understand is this is what CNN and the mainstream media are doing on a daily basis. They're using lies as a way of undermining their political opponents. In a world of politicized knowledge, lies, blatant lies, become acceptable precisely because they protect a political agenda by delegitimizing that agenda's adversaries and opponents. This is what the Russian collusion hoax was all about. The liberal media deliberately pushed a lie in order to delegitimize President Trump. CNN executives know that their audience and obviously their staff are perfectly fine lying as long as such lies are directed at their political opponents. The great news, the wonderful news, is that the trustworthiness of the mainstream media has rightly and absolutely collapsed. It's literally at the lowest level it has ever been, as it ought to be. And we can be assured that as long as we have borderline illiterates like Don Lemon at the helm, that trustworthiness will continue to implode. Now, before you go, you definitely want to watch CNN melting down as even they're admitting Trump is poised to win re-election. It's a video I did just a few days back. It's going to absolutely make your day. So make sure to click on the link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.